Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today I'm going to talk about directed writing. It's going to be an introduction of what directed writing is and how it's written. And I'm going to talk about the elements of directed writing and how you can improve it. With this, I'm going to discuss the mark scheme of Cambridge as well. Directed writing is actually the part of our paper 1, which is a writing paper, and it's the first section, which is a compulsory section. And you know that in this section you don't have any choice. Whatever examiner has given you, that has to be attempted by you. So there can be a letter, a report, a speech, an article, etc. Whatever is there given, that has to be attempted by you. So you need to learn the format of all types of writing which are included in the directed writing. Now let's see what directed writing is. Directed writing is actually a composition of order. There is a certain order which is observed. The examiner provides you with the task material. Task is actually the situation in which the examiner is going to place you. And after this, there are 3 instructions which we call rubrics. And they guide you about the nature of the material you are going to use, the form of writing you are going to adopt, and the audience for which it is intended. It means that you need to be extremely conscious about writing this task. You must know that who are your audience, to whom you are writing to, and what are the details given by the examiner. Now, a directed writing question is placed like this. Section 1, directed writing. The word limit for this part is from 200 till 300 words, and the total marks for this are 30. Now these 30 marks are divided into 15 marks for the task construction. It means that how you deal with the given information and how well you adopt all the points in your directed writing. And the remaining 15 marks are for your language. So it means that your language will be equally important in directed writing. Directed writing task is actually a situation in which the examiner is going to place you. The sample question is given to you. You recently attended a wedding. Unfortunately, your aunt missed the occasion, and she wants you to write her a letter to tell her about everything that happened. Write your letter. You must include the following. Now, mostly what happens that students, they ignore this part of the writing, but this should not happen. Rather, when you are reading it, you need to underline the important areas. Like you attended a wedding, but your aunt, she missed this program, and now she wants you to write a letter so that you can tell her about everything that happened. You are going to write a letter and you are going to include following thing. First of all, a description of where the wedding took place, and an account. Account means that you're going to talk about the complete detail of this wedding ceremony. You're going to talk about the bride and groom. You're going to talk about the setting, the place, the food, the guest, and everything. What you thought was the most interesting thing. And mostly in such programs, something interesting happens. So you're going to create some good situation which amuses your aunt, and which you thought that was the most interesting part of the wedding. Now you are going to cover all these points in detail, and you are going to add further details as well if you wish, and make your letter friendly and informative. So this is a letter. You're going to add some more details, further details. So did you notice that I have underlined all the key words, And this is how when you are writing, this is how when you're this is how when you read a directed writing question, you are supposed to underline all the key words, so that when you are going to actually plan your directed writing, you know that on which areas you have to focus on. So after reading this, simply it's actually an informal letter. An informal letter is the one which is written to our family members, our parents, our siblings, or friends, or uncle or aunt to whom you are familiar to. So you are going to definitely have an informal tone. Your choice of the words will be informal. And definitely, when you're going to start this letter, the start line is given to you. You are not going to give any address here. You're simply going to start with Dear Aunt and begin your letter. So when you are writing it, definitely you will ask, how are you? How is everything going on? The way we write a letter to our people who are close to us. A very focus on your language is needed. So you need to place yourself in this situation so that you can exactly come up with a very natural tone work. Uh, some tips for directed writing. When you are writing a directed writing, first of all, you're going to read the question and underline. This we have done. Then you are going to plan your directed writing task. You will definitely plan it, and you will keep all these underlined words in your mind, that these things must be included in my writing, and some further detail which you think that they can make your letter natural and friendly. You're going to organize your thoughts, that whatever you're going to add into it, you will manage your tone and register. And what is register? Register is the way speaker uses language differently in different circumstances. So since you are writing to your aunt, so your register has to be definitely friendly. Then you're going to always read through what you have written, and you're going to make amendments. Be very careful. Don't begin abruptly with your given task, that it's very easy and you can do it and you can bring wonders to it. No, always plan your work, plan it very carefully, and when you're writing, even then, be very conscious and keep on making amendments. After this has been done, then go through it and you rectify your grammatical mistakes. If there is some spelling mistake or some punctuation errors are there, so please correct them. And then whatever points are given to you, use them so that you are not missing out anything. Because when examiner looks at your work, your attempt, definitely he or she is going to have all the keywords in his mind, and he is going to check your work against it. So these keywords focused. Now I'll talk about that when CIE designs a paper for you, what are the assessment objects in the examiner's mind? So actually the particular emphasis is placed upon the candidate's ability to produce a piece of continuous prose. This is very important, that whatever we are writing, that has to be linked, that should look one unity. And for this, definitely you will use connectives, and your language has to be accurate, that is grammatically correct, and you are going to use a standard English language. So since for CIE's paper for English is a paper as a first language, that is why the standard of language is quite high. So keeping this thing in your mind, you are going to sort out your weak areas and you're going to improve on them. You're going to write sentences of various types. It's mean that your work should be a combination of simple, compound, and complex sentences. It's not that you are writing only in simple sentences. This will show to the examiner that you don't know to write in compound or complex sentences. So please consciously have a good use of all sort of sentences. Then your another very important area is your vocabulary, that has to be wide. It's mean that your word bank is so ample that you have many words to use. You are not repeating your words, you are not repeating your phrases, and you have a quite suitable range of idioms, and you can use them wisely. It doesn't look that you have just put an idiom where it was not needed, or it mismatches in that context. So a very wise use of idiom is recommended here. Then your punctuation, the speech mark, as you know, they are really very important, and it shows that you really know them and they're very helpful in in your work. Sometimes students just put them for the sake of putting. You're going to write in paragraphs, and all these paragraphs, they show that they are internally connected, and on the whole they are the part of a of one work. And for this, definitely you will be using linking devices. These are the connectives. Your spellings are accurate, and another very important thing is that you are creating interest for your readers, and that interest is there till the end. It's not that your first part is quite good and gradually the interest is decreasing. So please see to it that all these assessment objectives are in examiner's mind, and keeping these objectives in mind, examiner is going to assess your work. These are the assessment objects of Cambridge, set by the Cambridge. So definitely your grading will be done keeping these assessments in your mind. And to discuss these all things in this introductory lesson is to make you aware of what your assessment criteria is and how are you going to come up to this standard. And please have a check and balance of your are uh, progressing. Now I just want to talk about the grade description for the assessment of the continuous writing. There is actually a range of grading, and according to the standard of the work, this rating has been done. Today I'll discuss only the A plus grade, that is the students who score 30 to 29 marks out of 30, and it's actually a combined marks. And I will discuss that what are the parameters in examiner's mind, and how your progress will be seen. So first of all, your language should be highly accurate. If some candidates language is highly accurate, there are no slips in writing, no grammatical error, then such work can get good grades. Sentence structures are varied, this I have talked about. Verb forms are appropriate. Then your vocabulary is wide and precise. Your punctuation is accurate and helpful to the reader. Your spellings are accurate, and you have a good range of vocabulary, and if you are using new words, even then your spellings are correct. Your paragraphs have unity and they are linked and show evidences of planning. They show that you have really planned your work. Things are not abrupt, and that the topic is addressed with consistent relevance. This is really very important. Sometimes it happens that in hurry or under exam pressure, what we do that we remain unable to focus on all the areas. So the best way is to underline the keywords, and please keep on focusing it, and keep on having a look on your question, so that you know that you are not missing any keyword when you are writing it, that the interest of the reader is aroused, it's not decreasing. Your readers are keen to know what you are going to write in it. Your tone and registers are entirely appropriate to the topic. Now all these are the parameters which can help a student to get the highest grade in the Cambridge out of 30 marks. So I'm sure that this introductory lecture is bringing you in a very clear light that you how you are going to work on. Now I'm going to give you some guideline that how you can improve your directed writing. Definitely you are going to learn English. You know English, but definitely you are going to improve on it. So the best way to write a good directed writing is to read the sample directed writing. They are easily available on internet. So you can before going on attempting some task, make a habit of reading some sample directed writing. If you just go through few letters, one or two speeches before writing them or articles, so definitely your mind will be made. You will know that what is the format and what type of language is used in writing a letter. So reading samples do help a student. You focus on tone and register. This is very important. Please know that who are your audience and accordingly use your language. If you're writing for your aunt, definitely your language is going to be quite natural. And when you are writing to some manager or to the principal, your language suddenly changes. So please keep yourself in that situation and come up as a natural writer. Then another very important thing is that we know ourselves. Nobody knows us better than as we do. So please have a list of your weak areas and have and monitor it. Start working on one area and one by one try improving them and monitor your progress. So please, we have to start working from right from the beginning so that we are reaching somewhere by the end, and we are rectifying ourselves and we are improving. So have a special attention on your vocabulary as well. And for this, definitely the best way is to read. So I hope that this was a good introduction of directed writing. And if you have any query, you can write your comments in the comment section. And if you have liked my video, so please push the like button, and I would request you to subscribe to my channel and watch other videos as well. They will be of great help to you. So stay blessed and